I want to sketch a graph of a line, depending on what information I'm given, I should be able to get a nice picture of that line. Now, all I really need to know is a point that my line passes through. So maybe it passes through the point -2, 5. And I need to know the slope of that line. Let's say that the slope is -3/4. If I know a starting point, or if I know a point on my line, that's my starting point for my graph. And so I will go there and I'll put a dot. Okay, every dot that you put on your paper as part of your graph of a line or anything else you're graphing for me, you need to label that point. Also, when you're graphing a line for me, if you want full credit on your homework quiz or test, you need to plot and label at least 3 points on that line. You could put 5 or 10 or 12 if you'd like, but if you only put 1 or 2, that's not enough for full credit. Or if you put some dots down the page and connect the dots and there's no labels, you're not going to get full credit. Okay. So from the point -2, 5, I can walk where the slope tells me to walk. Okay. If the rise is -3, rise has to do with up and down, so -3 would be down. The run is +4, and so +4 would be to the right, and -4 would be to the left. So from my dot that I have, I'm going to go down 3 and to the right 4. I can do that all day long and put dots on the page. Okay, I'm going to come back and label them in just a moment. Also, understand that a slope of -3/4, if I don't like the negative sign with the 3, I could think of it being on the bottom instead. Okay. And so this would be a rise of 3 and a run of -4, which means instead of down 3, I could go up 3. And instead of right 4, I could go left 4. Notice that I'm still in line with the other dots that I have on the page. Now the important thing is that I can label these points correctly, along with putting them in the right place on my paper. Okay, and a lot of students really struggle with this part, and it's not difficult. It's arithmetic, but it's not difficult arithmetic. Okay, and what you don't have to do is start here at 0, 0 and go, well, I'm to the right 2 and up 2, and now I'm to the right however far and down however far. Okay, if I am going down 3, now I have to do this to the correct coordinate, but up and down is my y coordinate. So 5 minus 3 is 2. 2 minus 3 is -1. -1 minus 3 more is -4. Okay, or if I was moving in this direction, I was going up 3. So from 5 plus 3 is 8. 8 plus 3 is 11. These all go in the y coordinate. This is not the x. I did the rise first. If I'm going to do the run as a +4, that means I'm going to add 4 to my x coordinate. -2 plus 4 is 2. 2 plus 4 is 6. 6 plus 4 is 10. Okay. Or if I was moving to the left, then I subtract. -2 minus 4 is -6. And then minus 4 more is -10. Okay. If you start counting, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I'm at 6, -1. I'm at 10, -4. Okay. -6, 8, -10, 11. Now don't forget when you're done there to connect the dots. I haven't been able to draw straight on this tablet all day, so I'm just going to cheat and use smart software. Okay, if there's blue there, why is it not the same color? Make sure you put arrows on both ends because that line continues forever. Okay. If I know a point and I know the slope, then I can draw my line from there. Maybe instead of being given the point and the slope, Specifically, like we were on the last example, we're given the equation in slope-intercept form. Okay, I'm still given that same information. Here's my y-intercept. 1, 2, 3, 4. 0, -4 is where I cross the y-axis. From there, I can walk where the slope tells me to walk, which is up 2 over 3. Up 2 over 3. Remember, a positive slope means my line is going to go up as I read it from left to right. 1, 2, 3. I missed. 1, 2. No, I didn't. Okay. Go ahead and pause the video here in a minute and label all of these points, as many of them as you'd like. Again, you only need 3 of them for me on the homework, but I'm going to pause the video here in a second. I'm going to do the same. I'm going to fill in the blanks, and then when you turn it back on, all the answers will be there. Here we are. All right. Sometimes the equation is not given to us in slope-intercept form, is given to us in standard form. Okay, so if I'm asked to draw a graph of this line, the first thing I want to do is put it into slope-intercept form. So I'm going to solve it for y. Go ahead and pause the video here and do that, and you can turn it back on and see if you're right. Okay, so slope-intercept form looks like y equals -2/5 x plus 2. Okay, now we'll start at the y-intercept. We'll walk where the slope wants us to walk. Okay, put more dots on the page, 3 or more, plotted and labeled points, and then we'll connect the dots. Realize that since this is a negative slope, that my line should go down when I graph it, as I read it from left to right. So go ahead and pause it, and get your graph here in just a moment, get your graph, and then when you're ready, turn it back on, and the graph will be there for you. Y-intercept of 0, 2. We go down to over 5 as many times as we'd like, and or up to back 5. Again, these are not the only points that you could label, but if you have -5 and a +5 there, or if you switch the coordinates, you'll miss points. But make sure you have 3 or more labeled points that are correct from your line. And this is how we graph a line. We need to find a starting point, and we need to know the slope, and then we can get to more points. Okay, get a hold of me if you need me.